Okay, I think we're live. Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com, where we have easy, cheap land. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chiming in. If you're watching this live, you must have hit the button really fast. But if you're watching the recorded version of this, please subscribe, and then later on you can see the live versions of me giving away land and talking about land deals. So today I wanted to talk about just buying and selling land and doing generic land deals. And I wanted to take a look at the website and get an update on what kind of properties we got going on right now, ones that are up for sale, and just dive into some of the ones that we have for sale. So we got a couple people signing in, and thanks guys for signing in. Thanks for chiming in. I'm going to give some land away again today. Keep giving land away. I have fun doing that. So hopefully, if you haven't already won land or work with me for me in some regard, yeah, you have a shot at winning some land today. So I'll ask basically a question later on in the video and give some land away. So let's get started. Yeah, my voice sounds better, starting to come back. I got a bunch of videos I want to make about specific properties. I'll try to get it back, get my game going again. I've been skipping a couple days without making videos. Pam H says, I have a dream. There you go. Is it buying some land and building your favorite place, making it out, making it happen? So I'm on ruralvacantland.com. I'm going to switch over so you can actually see it. Here's my website. There's, I don't know, 15 people or something that post properties on the website besides just me. And so it started out with a couple guys, buying land from me and saying, Luke, what do I do with it? I want to sell it. How do I sell it? Well, you could put it back on my website. I said, I guess we could figure that out. And they started posting their own properties on here. And so other ones have started coming in. And so they've been buying other properties, collecting other properties and putting them up for sale. Some of them sell them on terms. Some of them sell them for cash, and they cover a bunch of areas that I don't cover because I don't have enough time in the day to answer that many phone calls. Dealing land comes up with a lot of phone calls, a lot of questions, and that's part of what this video is about, is answering questions. So if you have any basic questions about buying land, selling land, developing land, I'll try to answer them, and if I don't know the answer, I'll try to look them up or direct you to somebody who does, or get someone on the phone who might. We'll figure it out, right? We got all kinds of information at our fingertips. We try to figure it out. Pam H says, yes, homesteading. That's her dream. There you go. And I think that's a wonderful dream. That's what America's all about. I mean, people used to leave Europe to get away from, well, some people still do, to get away from the politics or the oppression or religion, the taxes, the debts. Just shrug them off and disappear. Go over to America or Argentina or wherever, Canada, I guess, too. But a lot of people came to America to get away from that stuff. And now we're stuck in the cities with jobs and credit cards and mortgages and the debts and the taxes and the oppression and all kinds of things that don't allow us to be free, whether it's the neighbors or the noise or whatever. And going and buying cheap land in the middle of nowhere, I think, is one outlet. You can go start over without a lot of the mortgages, bills, debts. I mean, it takes a lot more labor and your intellect capital to go put it together and go make it happen. And maybe you start off really meagerly, when you add on and build on and create over time, when you come out at the end, hopefully you're a lot better off. And I bet you have a lot bigger smile on your face because you did it yourself. You made it happen. And you created it the way you wanted it, and that you could pull it off in your budget, your capital, your expertise. And I think that's the dream that Pam's talking about. That's the dream I share. So that's the idea. That's a lot of why this land is here. Someday I aspire to do that myself. And recently my wife has come around to say she'd like to hold the camera so I go make a fool of myself building a place for us. So we've been looking at different ones for ourselves and angling in on that. So someday I think that might be an addition to the YouTube channel if you guys want. Excuse me. So right now I've got the current ones that are up for sale on the website. I'll answer questions. I'm just going to digress as questions go by. Um, Grow Your Meds says, awesome vids, off-grid homestead lifestyle rules. There you go. Redefined living, plenty of laws that prevent us from doing what we want in most areas. Boy, is that true. That's very, very true. Off-grid in Arizona. Luke, if someone posts their land for sale on your site, do you charge a flat rate or a percentage of the sale? So I'm not a realtor. There's all kinds of laws against charging for selling, representing someone else's property and stuff. So I'm not representing someone else's property. These are all properties that are for sale by owner on my website. I'm really particular about that. I want to keep them for sale by owner. I don't want any third-party stuff coming in. And I charge them. I'll go back a little bit and I'll explain the charge. So I used to pay well, I still do. I pay for a bunch of different websites that the ads go out to, and the listings get syndicated to a whole bunch of different websites. And all those websites started to get bought up by CoStar, and CoStar bought one after another, and they merged them all together. And you probably know what websites I'm talking about. You probably saw one of those websites shopping for land somewhere along the way, but they're all owned by the same company now, and it's a public company, and they do a lot of great stuff for listings and everything and talking about land. I always pick on them because they're missing a map of where the land is located. Like, where's the map? I want to see where they are in relation to each other and stuff. Like a Zillow or a Redfin or a Trulia or one of those has maps, but those don't really work for vacant land either. They don't really show you where the land is. They go by street address. And what vacant land really has a street address? It's not really vacant. It's like a neighborhood or something if it has a street address before there's something built there, right? So there's this problem in vacant land of where is it and how much is it and what's the information and all that kind of stuff. So there's just a gap in the market. And those websites start raising rates, and they called me up and they wanted to raise rates like 4 times what I was paying before. But before that, I had a couple of my friends' properties and we split up the costs and we put the properties into the listing websites. And kind of like a co-op, right? Not really making money on it, just kind of subsidizing my advertising. And then they raised rates like ridiculously high, in my opinion. So I was charging the co-op guys, the people that were posting land on my website, a piece of that. And I told them I'd max it out at $200 a month. I'll pay for everything above that. And then the listing websites raised rates, and I said, forget it. I'm not going to pay that. I'll advertise somewhere else. I'll do all the free routes and more labor-intensive routes and hire people instead of paying to just list on your sites. And so I told the guys that are listing properties on my website that, if you're not comfortable with that and you're paying to like get them onto the listing websites, and I totally understand that. Now you're not getting the listing websites anymore, or they're dropping off and disappearing over time. Then I guarantee that if you don't sell any land, you just call me up. Let's look at your listings. Let's look at the titles. Let's look at the descriptions. Let's look at the pictures. Let's look at if you have a video about the land or not. Let's look at that and see if we can make it better. But either way, I'm just going to refund your money. Like, I don't want to charge you if you're not selling the land. So the $200 a month that I charge them, they can post unlimited properties. They've got to be quality service. They've got to be the same kinds of business that I'm looking to be with. For sale by owner, lowest price stuff in the area, highest quality service, presented well, lots of information about the property so people aren't asking a million questions all the time. Try to answer as many of the questions as possible in the ad. And so people that follow that, I think it works really well. And people that shop for land, as they should, when they're shopping for a car or a boat or any big ticket item, computer or something, they should look all over the place, not just the first shop they show up at. And I think that's huge. That makes a lot of opportunity to not have to be posted on the big expensive listing websites. And people still come find your land for sale because it's the cheapest stuff. If we keep doing the cheapest stuff around, people come around, they come back, give them good service, they come back, they send their friends, and that's what rural vacant land is about. So like 15-ish people on the website posting properties right now. It's a small time little posting website, but hardly anybody ever asks for their money back. I mean, rarely do people ask for their money back. They post land sells because it's cheap, it's generally presented well, people have been getting good service and want to keep it that way. And so that's how it works to get land posted on the website. Or if you want to post land on the website, or you want to join the co-op, it's $200 a month. There's as many properties you want. If it doesn't sell, you get your money back, and we're going to look at it. We're going to study it. We're going to figure out if we can make the listings better, or the pricing better, or something better. Talk to you about it. And then if month after month after month it's not selling, and we're not like improving and making it better, it's probably my fault. There's something wrong with me, right? I'm not presenting this stuff well. I think we should probably part ways. It shouldn't be on the website. You should probably go list it somewhere else. I don't want the website to be stuck with stuff that just sits around and doesn't move. I want it to be good quality listings that move. And same thing with my listings, the ones that sit around and don't move. I should be doing something to get those moved. So feel free to make me offers. Feel free to point stuff out. So that was answering one of the questions. Hulu Khan is asking, what department under a county do you go to find out what you can do or not do in a lot? Okay, it's an awesome one. I'd spend so much time trying to figure this out. What department under a county do you go to find out what you can do or not do in a lot? So what I usually do is let's say San Diego County. I live in San Diego County. Let's pull up San Diego County. There's a couple steps here. And he's asking, what department in the county do you go to? Why am I on San Diego County credit? San Diego County, I want to do planning and zoning. So that's like the 2-second answer to his question. Planning and zoning planning. So Googling that will usually tell you what the county calls that department. Planning and zoning is a pretty generalized way of doing it. Planning and development services, I mean, you could do building code. So generally, that's the answer. But in reality, that's not really the answer. In reality, we got federal laws, we got state laws, we got county laws, and inside the county, let's look at my example, what I'm looking at right now in San Diego County. Let's do San Diego County building code fees. And there's a guide. Let's see if this is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think this is the one I'm thinking of. So let's use this as an example. So here's San Diego County. San Diego County is going to be one of the most difficult, ridiculous, bureaucratic messes out of all, right? So if you're buying land in Arizona or somewhere else, it's going to be a lot easier than this. But this is San Diego County, and this is what I'm thinking about possibly going through. They got a PDF put together of the steps. So if you buy vacant land and you go turn this vacant land into something, I'm talking about this because I'm studying this. You can see these links are all like recently clicked on because I've been clicking on them and reading them, right? That's why I'm using this as an example. They've got a fee estimator, and they're saying it's strongly encouraged that you explore and estimate fee costs prior to preparing plans, blah, 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 blah. So building permit, like if you go in here and you start working on the building permit, they charge like $1,800 plus for like the initial phase, and then $1,700 plus in the second phase to actually get it. So there's like 2 phases: preliminary figuring it out phase, whether you get a permit or not, you got to pay some fees. And the plus is kind of like putting the 2 of them together. I was figuring it out at kind of like 40 cents a square foot. So for like a 2,500 square foot house, which is what my wife and I are thinking of roughly, it would be like $5,000 with the 2 sets of fees and the per square foot stuff. They're talking like $5,000 in building permit fees. And then the county adds on park fees. You got park fees and different fees. Like in the town that I live in, why isn't it on here? I swear I was looking at this. I'm thinking Encinitas, but San Dieguito is what they call it. $8,000 you got to pay to the park. It's the most expensive one in the county. Of course it is, right? But you got to pay the park fees and then transportation impact fees. You got to pay the transportation impact fees. Like if you're doing something more traffic for the roads and stuff, you got to pay a bunch of fees there. I mean, you're talking 15 grand fees. If you go up to Riverside County, the next county north, you got to pay like 10 grand per bedroom in school taxes. I mean, so there's all these different fees depending on what county and what city you're in, not just the county, but the city. So we were talking about the federal level, the state level, the county level. Now we're talking about the city level, but also the park level. And as you dig into this some more, as we keep going through it, there's fire in here too. Like you got to do grading, so you got to get grading permits. You got to pay for that. But there's fire. You got to like get the fire people to sign off. So they talk about setbacks and like fire safety stuff, and so you got to get their permission. So you got to take into account like what you want to build versus the hill. It can't be hanging over the hill, blah 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 blah. And so you got to check with the fire department. You got to check with the septic people to make sure you can get the poo to stick into the ground. Or if there's sewage, you got to check with the sewage people. So there's those levels, and not where we're looking at because I hate them. But a lot of other people get properties that are an HOA, or there's neighborhood rules. So not only is it federal, state, county, city, but there might be neighborhood rules. You can add another layer of rules on there. So this matrix of rules and regulations dictate and guide you to what you can and can't do on that property. So each one of those levels might have rules and regulations about what you can do. And if you just look up the rules and regulations at the county, you're not covering the whole picture. And so that's why the 2-second answer to your question doesn't really work, because you think you're just looking at the county rules and it's like, okay, great, go do what you want to do. But there's some federal rule against that, or some state rule against that, or some neighborhood rule against that. Like you can't have 3 dogs in this neighborhood because people got mad that the dogs barked in the past. So they made it so you can only have 1. You know, so they don't pack up together and bark, or stupid rules like that. You can't leave the garage door open for more than, you know, when you're using it. You can't paint your house Tijuana yellow. You can't park your car in the yard and change the oil. Like you can't do stuff like that in lots of neighborhoods if that's what you really want to do. Not that that's always a cool thing. I don't really want Tijuana yellow house, and I don't want to change oil in my front yard. But if I really wanted to one day, I don't want to rule against it stopping me. So that kind of stuff's good to research in a lot of these properties. And just I'll give you a laugh at the list. So it goes through all the different things you have to do. You got to research. They basically tell you to research stuff, plan stuff, and they basically say when you hand in your plans, we're going to give it back to you with corrections. Nobody ever gets through there without corrections. And you know, you're gonna have to fix stuff and come back again and again until you get it done. And if you don't get past the permit process within 3 years, we're going to charge you to start over again, and all the rules and regulations are going to be from the start and not where you started. And so this is San Diego County. I give you all kinds of conditions, checks, pay fees, pay fees, pay fees. You know, but here's engineer, planning, county, fire marshal, electrical, plumbing, mechanical, like all these people you have to pass the inspections. It gets down to the fire guy. So when you're buying the land and you got an idea what you want to do, it would be nice to like know this stuff ahead of time before you even buy the land. And that kind of research level, I doubt much people really get into. But if you want to build a house on a cliff looking out at the ocean or something, and a fire dude says you can't because the fire rips up that hill every 20 years and it'll take out your house, he's probably got a point. You know, that might kill the reason you bought the property. So that's the idea. Let's go back to the question. Sorry if I'm getting distracted, guys. That's just a good question. Plenty of laws. Yeah. What department? Okay. Good morning. Hello. Building department. Very true. So much for, let's see if I can do this. It says I froze. Looks like my camera froze maybe. I'm going to stop streaming, start over. Looks like I might still be frozen, guys. We'll see if that brings it back again. Hopefully the audio kept going and just the video froze. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. But I got distracted out in a long-winded conversation about how to figure out what you can and can't do in the property and building and making stuff happen. Okay, so I think that got it restarted. And I was just using San Diego as where I live as an example of Bible of bureaucracy, phone book size, whatever. Yeah, it looks like a thumbnail. Okay, so hopefully I got that caught up. Google the appraisal district in the county where your land is located. Okay, guys going back and forth. Yeah, so you're saying Cool Cat Carolina is saying you can either find the info online if it still belongs to the state, or you might have to call them. No wonder Arizona, New Mexico desert land sales sells like hotcakes. Exactly. Who God, you're making fun of the California regulations, for sure. The regulations are just stupid, but I can sign off as an owner builder, and then I'm responsible to follow all the regulations, and then I can just storm my way through them and see what happens. That's kind of what I was thinking. School fee also, yeah, that's Riverside County. I'm not sure it's the whole county. It's parts of the county have that 10,000 something per bedroom. It's like, geez, can I build a house with no bedrooms and just some great rooms? Maybe I'll add some walls later. But they're real sticklers about those stupid fees. What city is the land in? Yeah, I think you guys are going back and forth. Saginaw County, okay. Pam says, that's just wrong. They do all they can to make sure we can't homestead unless we are well off. Sad, yeah, it's true. Like, those are some fees. Those are some serious fees. But what that also does is it makes the land not worth as much, because people look at it, they look at buying a house, they look at buying the land. And when you got all those fees on there, educated people account those fees into buying the land and building a house. So the market should correct itself over time. So one of the properties I was just looking at has no legal access. I'm not even sure if I can get a building permit for it, but I thought I could probably take it through a court process to get access in this particular case. But it makes it a lot easier to negotiate price on the property when it's got no legal access. And it drives through like a river to get there, so you're going to be like, when it rains, you're not going to get there. But when it's drier, I mean, you just, hopefully you got a little higher definition wheels or something, and you roll through it. Yeah, it looked like the pilgrims forgot to throw overboard the same people they were running away from. Yeah. Or the pilgrims, second, third, fourth generation from the pilgrims, they forgot. I keep losing myself. Yeah, it's saying you can't line dry your clothes, and some of them, yeah. I line dry my clothes. I just threw one of the dryers away because I was trying to make more space. Well, I gave it away on Craigslist. I had 2 dryers. Like, why? I used to use 2 dryers because we do so much laundry. It takes forever to dry the thing. So I started hanging the clothes out a couple years ago. That's probably why my clothes always look so sun faded. It's great. I love the smell of my clothes. And sheets, oh, bedding's just magical when it dries on the line. So I don't use the dryers anymore. Let's see. Guys going back and forth. Okay, back. Good. Fixed. Yup. There. Audio is still alive. Okay, good. I came in thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, good. Imperial County, California. Nice. Pollyanna's talking about Imperial County, California. So I bought a bunch of land in Imperial County, California, and sold it in the past. I don't own any current land in Imperial. That's always fun, mailing offers in Imperial County. You get these properties back with no access. Talk about no access. Thing would be like 35 miles from the closest road, crossing like 200 properties to get there. I mean, just crazy access or lack of access in Imperial County in a lot of those properties. And then they'll make them commercial. They'll zone them commercial in the middle of nowhere, try to up the value of them. There's so much land that's zoned commercial in Imperial County, it's like, doesn't matter. It's fun. Imperial County's a fun one. Yeah, Dr. Todd Fisher. I'm in Riverside. Beam out of here, Luke. Exactly. Those those zoning rules are awful. Um, Jessica Ryle, what do you think about bidding for land? Bidding for land. What do you mean bidding for land? Like bid for assets or eBay? I just inked a deal with Bid for Assets. Um, Talked to the president over there. I don't know if you guys have ever bought land off of Bid for Assets. I've bought a couple properties off of Bid for Assets. They do a lot of government auctions, especially California counties and Washington counties. And other people put properties up for sale on there. They were telling me they've sold over, I think it was like 120,000 properties since they started. I mean, it's pretty amazing. They usually have pretty good prices for land. I mean, that's probably one of the best competitors price wise. And you do an auctions for the government auctions, you like put a deposit down and let it roll. For private auctions, you put your credit card, pay some fees, and let it roll, and then you settle with the person who's doing it. So I'm gonna start feeding properties into their auctions under this deal I got with them. And yeah, so I think a lot of these properties are going to get listed on Bid for Assets at the same time as ruralvacantland.com. I'm working on the logistics of it. That's one of the things I want to do today. So, let's see. Jessica Rez, what do you think about bidding for land? Yeah, exactly. So bidding, that's one of the places you can bid. Also eBay. I think Billy Land does some kind of auctions over there too. Yeah, I saying heliport. That's probably even more fees. Um, Waiting for me to have some land available in Kern County or anywhere near Bishop. Yeah, I like Bishop. Kern County's fun too. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get to the kind of what I was gonna pull up the map and take a look at State of the Union or something. I kind of want to look at what's up on the website first. So the newest one that's been listed on the website is Walton County, Florida. It looks like $8,000 for 0.6, let's call it 0.7 acres or something, 0.674 acres, like super preciso acreage mark. Jason Lydiard has this one. It's a lot, looks like a dirt road, lot in the woods in Walton County, Florida. Sounds interesting. There's let's see what some of the other newest ones. 1 acre Klamath River Country Estates, Siskiyou County, California. 1 acre for $3,800. Siskiyou County, California. 2.28 acres for $4,800. Siskiyou County is like the northern border of California in the middle. Klamath River Country Estates, another 1 acre one, $3,800 up there in Siskiyou County. More Siskiyou counties, a couple Siskiyou counties coming in. I wonder who's posting the Siskiyou counties on the website. Mike Hassman's posting the Siskiyou counties. Siskiyou, I'm probably not saying it right. That's neat to see some Northern California stuff coming in. Pleasant Valley subdivision. 20 acres, Cooley City, Washington. Here's Grant County, $18,500 for 20 acres. That's less than $1,000 an acre in Washington. Grant County, Matt Walker's got that one on the board. He looks like he's doing financing, $3,000 financing. Let's take a look at where that's at. Sorry guys, I gotta switch my screen. I'm being an idiot here. So we're looking at Siskiyou County, Dry Falls Visitor Center. This map's just gonna bog out the website. The live stream, I mean. What do you know about the market on the Hilo side of the Big Island right now with all the live action? Yeah, right. I know that calls and interest in the properties I have in the south of the island have like gone to zero. Um, like no interest in the properties right now. So we've got the Hilo sides over here. Volcano actions. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Let's see what Liliani Estates right here. Liliani Estates is where the volcano started coming in. And I had mailed offers there in the past. Nobody took my offers. So too bad for them. All these ones are sold, I believe. Everything's sold up here, the ones that I've had up there. And the ones down here, there's still a couple nice lots in here. Power, paved roads, drive up to them. 1 acre lots, I mean beautiful lots. Down here you got this 3 acre lot. It's really close to the ocean. There's a little dirt trail you could take down to the beach down here. There's some food, you know, gas station, a couple restaurants and stuff here. It's a long ways away from where the volcano action is. And there's other volcanoes in between here and there. This is like Volcano National Preserve, or you know, like this is all volcano action. It's not, they're not new to volcano action. Then you can fly in and out of here. You probably don't want to go through this way. Let's see if we can get back to the website. Great time for another mailer in the south, yeah. I've got land up for sale. I want to sell what's for sale before I go mail for some more. Volcano Alley, exactly. Okay, so let's look back. Let's look at what else is for sale. Washington, King County, Washington. $27,000. Owner financing available. This is getting closer to Seattle. No wonder the prices are up more. Look at that, roads and stuff. Probably a beautiful one. I'm not going to go into detail on these properties right now. Let's see. Shastina Lake, Siskiyou County. More Siskiyou County. Siskiyou County, a whole bunch of Siskiyou County coming in. Cochise County, 0.19 acres, $475. Lovely climate, southern Arizona. Cochise County, bunch of Cochise, some bunch of cheap Cochise County coming in. Take a look at one of these. $495. Andy Barnhart's got them slinging 0.22 acres. By Wilcox. $35 acres in Saugatuck County, Colorado for 25 grand. Otero County, New Mexico. I think I'm going to make some videos about some of these later today. So that's a lot of what we've got on the website. I also wanted to show the map that's going on right now, like an update of the map. So I was zooming in on the Hawaiian Islands, but on the mainland, I think that a lot of that has been, you know, this Washington stuff filling in. Look at that. There's northern Idaho and Washington properties. Couple Oregon properties. The central here. Northern California ones. These are the Siskiyou County. Looks like there's a good spread around there. A lot of these other ones are sold in between. I got this one here in Grass Valley. And then Southern California, we've got Someone was just asking about Kern County, so we go into Kern County. There's a bunch of Kern County in here to choose from. So whoever was just asking about Kern County, there's a bunch of for sale in Kern County on the board right now. And then someone else was asking about the backside by Bishop. That's going to be north of here. Where's Bishop? I thought I knew where Bishop was. Bishop, here's Bishop. Yeah, so I don't have anything around Bishop right now. I've had some on the way up there in the past. I've got some mail flying right now along this whole mountain range, basically. See if we can fill in this part of the map with some property. There's a big gap here, right? Seems like I should have some for sale in there. And then I think northern Nevada is like almost sold out. People have been buying the heck out of those properties recently. There's not much left. Well, here's one that's there's a good little lot you can drive up to there. There's Elko, the town, and then the other side of town, I used to have a whole bunch of them up here to choose from. They've basically all picked over. I got one. Why are there two on that one? I'll have to look into that. I'll look into that after we get off the video. Might be two ads for the same property or something. And then over here, looks like we've only got one in Montello Valley right now, which is amazing. Oh yeah, 10 acres. I think Jason Lydiard has that one up for sale. I mean, all the other ones that I've had here, I usually have a good selection. They're all sold out. People bought them all. And then down in Arizona, we've got a good selection going on in southern Navajo County right now. There's a bunch of them to choose from along the mountains. As you're getting up to the mountains, it's got a lot lower water table. There's a lot more trees in this area. It's closer to supplies. You got Snowflake over here. You've got Show Low over here. So this side and this side, both sides. You get a lot more trees over here. Here's some streams and stuff as you get up into these mountains. It's really scenic countryside. A lot of these have been selling, but there's still a bunch for sale along here. You get these Black Rock Mountains. I mean, there's just some beautiful countryside. I don't know how to explain it. There's some scattering over here in Apache County to choose from as well. And then as we go over to New Mexico, we've got some Cibola County ones that have just come in. I got to make some videos about these. I got to show you guys these properties. But we got some Cibola County ones that you can drive up to with trees and stuff. There's national forest all over the place. There's hardly any people around here. And it's just, nobody to bother you there. And then we've got some south of Albuquerque up for sale right now. Some Colorado going off. We just looked at a couple of those, but there's a good list of Colorado ones that are for sale. People were always asking about Colorado in the past. As soon as we got them on the board, they used to sell, but now we've got a couple up for sale. We still got some Arkansas. The Arkansas is getting really well picked over. Like all the cheaper ones, I think, have been bought out, and so I got to go through there and make sure the taxes are cool and everything, and I can lower some prices on some of the ones that I got and get them moved off too. So that's something else I want to work on today. A couple in Tennessee, and then we've got some down here southern, in the Florida Panhandle. So a lot of these Florida ones have been selling, but there's more coming in behind them. And then I don't think, there's a couple southern more Florida ones that have come in recently too. And then as we go up, we've got some in North Carolina. We've got some back in the hills. I think these are Anwar's properties back in the hills here. Some, drive back up in the hills there. And then over here we've got, can't think of whose property this is. I think this might be Jason's or Anwar's. Might be Anwar. Jason's property. Asking $14,900 cash. Looks like some nice trees. Willing to do financing on it too. And then we covered a lot of ground, guys. We're like going around the whole country. You get a bunch of lawyers in between, so we don't do as many land deals over here. But you know, there's some. What is this one? I forgot about that one. Anwar's got one. Upstate New York, Ulster County, New York. So that's where we're at. Oh, the Minnesota ones. Forgot the Minnesota ones. I think Anwar's got some in Minnesota too. Wonder if they're still up for sale. There's yeah, there's one by the Big Lake and another one by Pelican Lake. So just nice lots you could drive right up to in northern Minnesota. So that goes around the map. That's a lot of land for a little website that we got. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. I want to give some land away. I got to think of a good question. First, let me look at the chat and see if I can catch up a little bit and then come up with a question. What's the red tags for on your map? My mom is asking. Good question. The red tags are old ones that have sold. So as people buy these properties, they call up later and like, okay, how do I get there? They gotta go research it and find it again. Yeah, right. Yeah, just leave it on the website. Use the link. You save the link. You know, bookmark it. Some people want me to print it out. I'm like, nope, it's on the website. It's just staying there. You can find it. You can use it for remarketing, selling to other people. Lots of times people ask me to take it off the website. I'm like, okay, you got to keep track of it. Save it, you know, save your GPS coordinates and your info and stuff. And I'll take it off the website. I'll unpublish it so no one can reference it. And it helps a lot for price reference too. If you want to go do land deals in that area or look around the area and see what stuff's going for and like the real first sale by owner kinds of pricing stuff. Lots of these areas where we've got lots of deals going on. I mean, if you look at the county data, it's just got my company, my company, my company. All the most recent buys and sells and stuff going on there, just ones that I did, or realtors like way up here pricing outer space land stuff. That's not, you know, it's all debt fueled mortgage craziness from my point of view, but like the cash trade kind of stuff, the basics, you know, just getting down to the real stuff, that's that makes a lot more sense to me. Just leave the pricing up there. Why is the map so hard to use on phones? That's a really good question. I wish I could come up with a better way to do this map. It's getting more and more data on here, so it's harder and harder to load, takes longer to load. But yeah, if I could find a better map solution, I'll implement that. It's on the list to get a more better map solution. One, you could sort it. You could like turn off the sold stuff or turn on the sold stuff, and yeah, just start with a certain state or county or something, and then just run the map from there, like subsets of the map maybe, so it's not so much data. Luke, pop over to Produce Island, Rhode Island. Should take a visit, right, guys? Kids are in Bishop, so I want to be close to them. Okay, good deal. Land's kind of expensive around Bishop for what you get, in my opinion. I mean, I've mailed offers in there. I just never got anything accepted. Just people are really stuck up about their prices. And a lot of it's government land, I think, is the problem. There's not that much private land to like compete with each other and drive prices down or keep prices in check. It's just a lot of government land. Let's see. Yeah, but my wife's about to butt in. I'm live on YouTube if you want to join in. Yeah. So the yeah, mom says thank you. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let's come up with a question. Let's give some land away. Yeah, let's meet your wife. I know, right? She's shy. She's dressed in her horse clothes. She can go. She works with horses. She teaches kids to ride horses, and she's got, I don't know, 10 or 12 horses at any given time and half dozen instructors. So she's always managing the instructors and the schedules and the kids' schedules coming and going. And the business is so full, it's overbooked. You can't fit any more kids in there right now. So business is hopping for her. It's really cool. It's fun to see. So, and she loves it. She loves horses. Total horse person, you know, all the way through since forever. So, what county did I use as an example for answering one of the questions earlier about how you go figure out what you can do on a property? And this is a county that I live in, so it should be a really easy one. If anybody knows that, California is not a county. It's got to be the county name, and you got to be not a previous winner, not somebody, yeah, someone's already got it. Let me sort through this in a second. So not a previous winner, not not working with me for me, or posting land on the website or something. And I'll give you a free piece of land. So let's go back through this list. So I'm going to look at it close this time because everyone picks on me every time I pick someone out. Let's go back and see. So someone said Walton County. That's not it. Cool Cat says California. That's not it. Pam H says San Diego. And then Steven says San Diego SD. So I think Pam H is the first one here that said San Diego. So Pam H, I'm going to give you a free piece of land. I'm pretty darn sure you've never won before. And thank you. Thank you everybody for listening, for watching, subscribing, following along, shopping my land, learning about land, whether you buy land from me or someone else on the website or someone else altogether. Hopefully you learn something about improving your life, improving your scenario, walking away from mortgages, from rent, from whatever it is, neighbors, everything else combined, and going to do it on your own. That's what America's all about. And there's a huge piece of America that's not developed, that's sitting there waiting to be developed. And we have YouTube, right? We've got, I can't even see the camera anymore. We've got these things. It's a phone. You just how to whatever, and you lessons on how to make it happen, right? How to buy the land, how to put in a driveway, how to put in a foundation, how to put up a house, and every little step in between, how to figure out the zoning, how to figure out the rules and regulations to get there. It's all available on the phone. We can do it now. We can buy the property on the phone. We can figure out how to build everything using the phone and just make it happen. So I think that's a really cool thing. And that's why I'm here. That's why this business is here. That's why we're doing this. And I hope you guys go do more of that and come back around and tell me about it. And in the meantime, maybe this person, Pam H, will use this property that I give her. It'll probably take a month, 2 months, 3 months or something for her to actually get the property and get a description of what the property actually is. I hope to get a little bit better at this in the future and describe what the property is before I give it away. But you can get an idea. I mean, it's probably going to be one of these Arkansas properties up here that I've got hundreds of, and I'll go buy some new ones. These markets are flooded in properties, and I know how to get them for really cheap. So I'm going to use my expertise in getting stuff for really cheap to give a piece of land to you. I'm going to do the paperwork. I'm going to make it happen. And if you want me to go sell it, I'll go sell it for you. I'll try to sell it for you, and maybe it doesn't sell, but I'll try to sell it for you and get a bunch of money out of it, and I'll share the profits with you. So you can keep all the money from, me buying it and returning that, and half of the money from there to whatever we sell it for is, and I'll keep the other half for doing the sales side of it. But you could just take the land, run with it, go build on it, give it to your kids, sell it on your own. You can post it on Zillow or Craigslist or whatever, sell it, do all the paperwork yourself. Excuse me, guys. And then just run with it. It's a free piece of land. Hopefully it's your first and you've never had one before, and opens your eyes and you buy 100 more of them and go do all kinds of land deals and raise the money to go build your own place. Maybe it inspires you, maybe it inspires somebody else. That's why I'm giving the land away. So Pam H, will you please email my assistant Gillian? I'm going to type her name in here. Gillian@ruralvacantland.com. So please email her. I gotta hit the right button. Email her and tell her that you own the land on today, May 4th, and that this is what you want. The name that you want the land in is whatever your name is, or you and your spouse, or you and your kids, or whatever name that you want on the deed, the title, some name to outlive yourself. And also the address of where you want future tax bills sent to, and that's where your deed will also be sent. And contact information, like maybe a phone number in case I have a question, or I'm trying to help you on some title thing I don't think you should put on there, or paperwork along the way, or updates and everything else. Just contact information would help a lot as well. Thank you. Thanks everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this later on as a recording, hit subscribe so next time you have a shot at the free land. Thank you everyone that subscribed. Thank you.